Time for a retro classic that I haven't actually tried since my mother last made it back in the mid-1980s. It's sort of gone out of fashion, but I'm hoping to bring it back because it is just absolutely delicious. Let's make this beautiful pineapple upside down cake on the One Pot Chef. To get started, I've got a 22cm cake pan, which I have lightly greased and lined with some non-stick baking paper on the base and sides. And to that, I'm going to sprinkle over the base half a cup of brown sugar. Next, I'm going to drizzle over 75 grams of butter, which I have just melted. That's going to turn into a beautiful caramel glaze when this is finished baking. Next, I'm putting in our pineapple. Now, I've got a 400 gram can of pineapple rings, which I have just drained off. And we're going to arrange 7 pineapple rings, put 1 in the center, and then 6 around it. Then simply place a glaced cherry in the hole of each pineapple ring. Then simply set this aside. Into a mixing bowl, I've got 150 grams of butter, which is nice and soft and at room temperature. To that, I'm adding in 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar or superfine white sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then, just using an electric hand mixer, we're just going to beat this together for about 5 minutes or until the butter is light and fluffy. Next, we're going to add in 2 eggs, 1 egg at a time, beating after each addition. We're going to gradually add in 2 cups of self-raising flour. Now, if you don't have self-raising flour or can't get it where you live, you can just use regular flour and add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. While we're gradually adding in the flour, we're also going to gradually add in half a cup of milk, just a bit at a time, just so we can get this mixture nice and combined. Spoon the cake batter gently over the pineapple rings. And just using a spatula, just try to even out the surface. And this is ready to go into the oven. Preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius for about 55 minutes, or until a skewer inserted into the centre of the cake comes out clean. Once out of the oven, allow the cake to stand for about 5 to 10 minutes to cool, and then you'll be able to invert it onto a plate. And here we have our completed pineapple upside down cake, looking absolutely scrumptious. You've got that beautiful pineapple that's lightly caramelised and that caramel sauce that has seeped into the surface of the cake. That is absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to dive in and have a taste. I've been looking forward to this all day. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. The top of the cake is beautiful and sticky and moist, almost like a steamed pudding. But then you've got this beautiful crumbly cake underneath, and the flavours of the caramel and the pineapple have just seeped into the surface of the cake, and it is just absolutely glorious. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at OnePotChefShow.com, and until next time, see you later. Just a little tip, if you're planning on cooking this in a springform tin, that's a tin that the base and the sides come off, I strongly recommend placing the cake tin onto a baking tray before putting it into the oven, because sometimes the butter can seep out through the cracks and you can get a bit of a mess. That's what I ended up doing and sort of saved myself a lot of cleaning up later. So yeah, make sure you've got a baking tray underneath if you are using a springform tin. It will make your life that much easier later.